Hello, Dr. Evil. I am sending you a video response about your paper that you submitted. I want to tell you first of all that you did a really good job. I enjoyed reading it, and I really enjoyed the fact that you presented both sides of the same-sex marriage debate. And then in the end, you tell me your opinion. There are a few problems with the paper. None of the problems that I'm going to discuss with you are major, and it'll just take you, just a little while to correct everything. And so I'm also sending you a copy of your paper with the track changes that you see recorded. And so you need to go through each of these comments, address the comments, and then any of the changes that I've actually tracked inside the paper, you need to either accept or reject those. Okay, so we're going to go through each of the comments real quickly and see if this helps you in revising the paper. In the first sentence, you're talking about the controversy simmers around whether or not. I believe that you probably put the wrong weather in here. The weather that you put in here is referring to rain and storms, so I believe that's just an error in wording right there. And then if we go a little bit further, in the second sentence, same-sex marriage involved. You don't have subject-verb agreement right there, so it needs to be same-sex marriages involve or same-sex marriage involves. You need to make sure you correct that. On into that same sentence, I've got a comment because you're talking about same-sex marriage involves the practice of marriage between two females or two females. I'm going to take a wild guess that you probably meant to put two males in one of these spaces, so you'll need to correct that. On into the next sentence, and this is a problem. This is probably the biggest problem in the paper, is that you have used the wrong type of citation. This paper requires APA citations, so you're going to need to correct that throughout the paper. The next sentence, Dr. Evil, is really this is a very, very common problem because a lot of students, they read information and getting ready for their paper, and they have all this information in their head, and they know information just from previous experience and discussing things with people, and so they are kind of bold and they put these facts in a paper and they don't supply any evidence to support the fact. And if we're just discussing something that's very common knowledge, like there are 4 seasons in a year, you don't have to cite that. But when you put statements such as the one that you have here, that most people believe gay marriages should be allowed, then you're going to have to support that with some citation. Who says that most people believe gay marriages should be allowed? And you then go on to talk about most religions. Who are these most religions? This is a very strong statement, and it's unsupported. And so while your paper has a lot of good information in it, as the reader, I'm saying, hey, is this fact? Did Dr. Evil make this up? Is this something that he created just to put in the paper to make it sound better? Or is this truth? As the reader, I want to know who says this is true. Okay, the next problem I see, and this is just very minor, is that you're going from talking about people who support same-sex marriages, and then abruptly you begin to talk about people who do not support same-sex marriages. So what you need to do here is add a transition, even better, add a transition statement, and then begin a new paragraph. This sentence that you see struck out, that's because it really does not even add to the information here. It is the definition of marriage, kind of, and if you're going to use it, it belongs at the beginning of your paper.